Hi guys. I thought that it might be fun if I were to do a video showing you how I wear YouTube's most hated makeup product. And I just think it's hilarious. It's definitely a viral product. I feel like it's hit or miss. Some people love it, and I feel like most of the beauty influencers that I watch on YouTube hate it. They hate it so much. It's kind of hilarious. And I didn't set out to like it, but anyways, this is it. The Milk makeup, the little jelly stain. So this little guy right here is one of the most hated products, but I actually really like it, and I want to show you how I use it in the way that I like it. All right, so I want to start off with a fresh face, so I'm gonna go wash this off and then I'll come back. All right, okay, so I get it. I get why people might be a little reluctant to like this product, because look at it. Look at this. It looks like something you would get for your niece in Claire's Accessories, right? Like this is not giving off luxury vibes. This is not sophisticated in any way, shape, or form, right? But this all started with me wanting like a stain on my cheeks, because I was just getting so dry and I felt like any powder blush that I was putting on just looked so powdery and it was just so obvious. And lately I've just really been loving my skin looking natural. Everything else can be dramatic, but I really want my skin to look natural. And so that's how all of this started. So let's go into it. Let's hang out for a bit. I'm gonna show you how I use this, okay? It's nothing mind-blowing at all, but I'm hoping that it might make you not hate it. All right, so I actually just go right on in and I put it on pretty heavy because I'm gonna show you what I do. And so, yes, it's a stain. Yes, it is going to stain my fingers for a little bit, but that's why we have soap and water. And so I'm just kind of pressing this in right now. And I know it looks heavy, it looks clownish. I am well aware, especially if you could see it on camera, because I feel like there's such a huge difference between what you see in real life and what you see on camera. And I'm gonna try and do this a little quick so that you guys aren't here for like an hour. And I've got a nice little blemish there, so I'm just enhancing it right now. And so this is how I use it. I have fresh skin. I just washed everything off and I kind of prepped my skin with my moisturizers and all of that. And I'm just pressing this into the skin. And like I said, I use it pretty heavy-handedly. I'm actually gonna put a little bit more on. Now, okay, when I am watching like influencers doing their makeup and they're like, they have blush blindness. I'm telling you, they're just like, I'm just gonna keep adding more blush. And they just keep going and going. And I legit get anxiety watching it. I'm like, no, don't add any more. Don't put on any more. But that's a little different because I'm gonna show you my technique. It's called underpainting. Again, nothing mind-blowing, but I'm gonna cover a lot of this up and it's gonna look very natural. And when I see these people that are just like, I'm just gonna keep adding blush, I'm just gonna add a little more, and that's what gives me anxiety. Like, they're not gonna cover it up. They're just gonna leave it like that. And so blush blindness, you guys, is a real thing. All right, so I feel like that is adequately blushed. That might be a little more on that side, so hold on. I spoke too soon. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my foundation on top of this. And the foundation I'm gonna use today is the Dior Face and Body Backstage formula. And I chose that for a bunch of reasons. Right now, I'm so dry. I'm a dry bitch. and I feel like I don't want a lot of coverage. I want my skin to look like skin. And so that's also because it's sheer, it's gonna allow this little flush of color to show through. And that's what I want. That's the whole point of this, like, most hated product that I'm putting on. It's the reason why I like it. So, Dior Backstage Face and Body. I am in shade 0W, so that's 0 warm. And I already shook it up. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use this with a Rephr synthetic brush. So when I was sent this Rephr brush, it was called B04. And this is one of their only synthetic brushes. And now it's under a different name because they kind of redid the bristles so that they're like a slightly different coloring or something. So because it's not 100% the same, they renamed it, which is fine. I will try to link that for you guys, but it's literally the same thing. I really like this one. It's got like that angle to it, and it's like pretty soft. And I feel like this and my BK 106, these are like the only two foundation brushes I can use. I don't know why, I don't know what it is, but any other foundation brush that I have tried to use, even ridiculously expensive ones, they end up looking so streaky. Like my makeup ends up looking so streaky with them. So I'm gonna stick with these two for now. Okay, so I already shook it up. I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. Actually, no, nix that. What I'm gonna do to keep it really nice and sheer is I'm gonna apply it with my hands first. I don't know why I said that so defiantly, with my hands first. And I'm just gonna press it in. And I know I look like a crazy person right now. I know, I'm well aware, okay? But I'm just pressing that in first. And then I'm gonna go in and blend it with the brush. But I like to have a nice, even layer put down first. And then I could go in and add more, but like I don't want it to ever be too much product. You could always go back in and add more product, you know what I mean? But like you don't want it to be too much. And then you gotta start over. And that is just like so annoying. So I had to do a quick cutaway because after rewatching the video, I was like, oh my God, in that lighting while I was filming, it really looked like I had the wrong shade of foundation on, and I can't have you guys thinking that. I can't, I'll lose sleep over it. I can't have you thinking that. So I did the same makeup on my skin today, and I just needed to show you guys that it's not too light. It matches, I promise you, I know what I'm doing. I just needed to show you guys that. It matches, it's not too light, it matches my neck, it matches my body. I am pale. All right, I got my foundation on. You saw how I applied it. I put it on with my hands first, then I buffed it in with my brush. And so as you can see, that blush is still coming through, but it is like the softest little wash of color. It's like this watercolor effect, and I love that. I love that so, so much. Like I said, I don't want it to look artificial, you know what I mean? Or if it does, it's like, I want it to be artificial in the way that it just looks extra glowy, but I want it to look skin-like. I don't want it to be overdone. That's just kind of where I'm at with my makeup right now these days. And so I am actually skipping out on concealer for this video because I'm gonna make another video all about concealer. I don't know which one you guys are gonna see first. It might be the concealer one or it might be this one, but we'll find out. So yeah, I love how fresh and dewy this is looking. I don't know if you guys could like see. I'm gonna try and get a close-up. And so I love how skin-like it is. And then what I like to do next is go in with that BK Beauty 106 brush that I was showing you earlier. And what I'm gonna do, just to bring a little extra life into my face, because now you see how pale I am. Although on camera, I feel like on camera, it looks different from my neck, but I promise you in real life, it's not. It's just the lighting, the way it's coming down. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna use my Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum in the shade Fair. So this is what it looks like. It's such a great product. I love this. And it like puts life back into your face, especially if you're really pale like me and you use Fair. This is like the best way to add life to your face without looking orange, because no, who wants that anymore? What is this, 2000? No. So this is really cool too, because you could either apply it like this with the doe foot, or he made it where you could also use it as a pump. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna pump it onto the back of my hand. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime my brush with it. Okay, make sure it's nice and even in my brush. And I'm just gonna put it up here. I'm just like pouncing it in, kind of right where that blush was, but a little bit lower. And then I could pick up a little bit more from my hand, and I'm just pouncing that in, and I'm gonna put a little bit up here. I need a headband, that's what I need, so that you guys could see what I'm doing and I don't have to keep fixing my hair. And I'm gonna add, I think I might add like a little bit more. Let's see how this comes out first. I don't want too much color because I'm gonna add one more thing. Actually, two more things. And so another thing I like to do is take the excess, and if I'm having a really, really natural makeup day, just kind of putting that in my crease, and that gives a little color too, and a little like on the side of the nose. And if you want to, you could put a little under here. Nothing crazy though. I don't really do that a lot, but you can if you want to. All right, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my Surratt Artistique Liquid Blush in Parfait. I love this color, it's so pretty, and I love the formula. I don't use the component as it's intended. You twist it up and you're supposed to, I guess, like dot it on. I'm just not a huge fan of dotting things on. I like to have a little more control. I'll dot sometimes, okay? Don't quote me. Like, I will dot sometimes, but I feel like most of the time I like to apply it to the back of my hand and then put it on. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use the tiniest, like, little fluffy brush that you could think of. It's from BK Beauty. I swear I have other brushes. This is just what I'm using right now. And so this is their 112 brush. I really like this because it is small for targeted areas, but because it's like, it has a lot of splay to it, so it's really great for blending. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually put it right on the brush, just like that. I hope you guys could see. But I'm gonna try and buff it into the brush a little bit more so that's a little more even. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put that very lightly. We don't want crazy blush over here. Very, very lightly. And this just has such a beautiful glow. Get that hair out of the way. Come on, hair, get out of there. Okay. And it has such a gorgeous glow. I don't want too much on my nose, but I want it to look like it matches, like it blends in. So I'm just putting a little bit, just ever so slightly, right there. And then what I'm gonna do is, well, first I'm just gonna finish blending that out. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on a little bit, did I bring it up here with me? I did, okay. So I'm gonna use the Surratt Artistique Liquid Highlighter in Lamé. and same component, and you twist it up, but I'm gonna take my finger this time because I really want minimal product right now and I really want it to be targeted. And I'm just gonna put it right here, just ever so slightly, lightest touch. Maybe a little right there. Nothing crazy though, because there's a little hint of sparkle in there, so I don't want it to be overdone again. So I'm gonna go back to that Rephr brush that I used to apply the Dior foundation, and I'm just gonna pounce around those colors and really like get it blended. Make sure everything just blends together, meshes well, looks nice and natural. All right, so that is how I like to use, I'm not gonna be hyperbolic and say the internet's most hated product, but it is, where did it go? Where did I just put it? But it is, I feel like, YouTube's most hated product. But for some reason, I feel like TikTok loves it. Maybe it's because I think that there's like a lot of younger people on TikTok. I sound like I'm ancient right now. But because there are younger kids on TikTok, I feel like this is obviously targeted towards younger people. And so I don't know, maybe that's what's going on, but I really like it. I love how it looks. I'm not sure if you guys can, like, if it's really translating through the lens right now. So I'm gonna try some different lightings and see how it goes. Okay, hold on, bear with me here. So this is like extra bright. Does it go brighter? Oh shit, it goes real bright. Whoa. Okay, maybe too muchy. Let's lower that. I think maybe that's where I had it. But yeah, okay. Hopefully you got to see what it looks like, but I feel like it's well blended. It is very natural looking. And so that's just a technique. It's really easy, and it's called underpainting. And you could do this with a lot of things. Like you could do it with your blush, you could do it with bronzer. Yeah, like just have fun with it, really. You know what I mean? That's what makeup is all about. Just have fun with it. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I am gonna go make that concealer video now.